HOA. Karen organized picnic on my land, unaware I keep legal grizzly bears there. It was a quiet Saturday morning when I noticed something unusual happening down the hill. From my cabin porch, I could see cars lining up near the edge of my property. At first, I thought maybe someone had gotten lost, or there was a yard sale nearby. But within minutes, more vehicles arrived, and people started unloading picnic baskets, folding chairs, and even tents. By the time I put my coffee mug down and reached for my binoculars, I realized what was going on. The HOA, the very same one that had been harassing me for months, had decided to throw a community picnic. The problem? They were holding it on my land. Now, my land isn't just any ordinary property. It's private acreage I inherited from my late father, and it borders a wildlife rehabilitation area. Years ago, I got a special license to keep and care for 2 rescued grizzly bears on the land. They had been injured, rehabilitated, and deemed unfit to return to the wild. My dad and I built a secure enclosure for them, a large natural space with streams, trees, and caves. They were like family to me, and I took pride in giving them a safe home. But it wasn't exactly the kind of place you'd want strangers wandering into, especially people foolish enough to ignore no trespassing signs. At the center of it all was Karen. Everyone in the neighborhood knew her. She wore entitlement like armor, strutting around as though she owned everything she set eyes on. I saw her setting up a big canopy right near the fence line, barking orders at the others. Kids were running around freely, chasing each other through tall grass, while parents opened coolers and laid out food. I counted nearly 30 people, all trespassing. I stormed down the hill, my boots crunching against the dirt road, fury boiling inside me. When I approached, Karen noticed me and smirked like she had been expecting this confrontation. "Oh, finally," she said with exaggerated annoyance. "We were wondering when you'd show up." "Don't worry, we won't be long. The HOA voted, and this land is part of the community space now." I clenched my jaw. "No, this land has always been mine. You have no right to be here. You're trespassing, and you need to leave, now." Karen rolled her eyes and crossed her arms. "Oh, stop being so dramatic. You have acres of unused space, and the community deserves to enjoy it. What harm is a little picnic going to do?" I glanced past her. Kids were dangerously close to the far enclosure. My heart skipped a beat. "You have no idea what you're playing with. If you don't clear out, you're putting everyone, including those kids, in serious danger." That should have been enough, but Karen just laughed, waving me off like a nuisance. "Danger? Please, that's just scare tactics. You can't intimidate me." That's when it happened. A deep, rumbling growl rolled through the air, low and powerful, like thunder trapped in a chest. Every head turned. From behind the tree line, one of my grizzlies had come up to the fence, drawn by the noise and smells. His massive frame towered over the grass, golden brown fur catching the sunlight. His dark eyes locked on the commotion. Screams erupted. Kids ran for their parents. A man dropped his cooler and stumbled backward. Karen's smug smile evaporated instantly. She froze in place, her face draining of color as the reality hit her. What is that doing here?" she stammered, pointing with a trembling hand. "That," I said firmly, "is why you don't trespass on private property." I quickly moved between the crowd and the enclosure, raising my voice above the chaos. "Nobody panic. The bears are in their secured habitat. They cannot get out, and they won't unless someone does something stupid. But this is exactly why I've warned you people to stay off my land." For once, silence fell. Even Karen couldn't muster up a comeback. People began hurriedly gathering their things, muttering apologies and shooting terrified glances at the grizzly, who still stood calmly at the fence line, huffing loudly. Within minutes, the field cleared, cars peeling out one by one. Karen, red-faced and shaking, was the last to leave. She glared at me, but it wasn't the same defiant look she usually carried. This time it was fear. Later that evening, I reported the entire incident to the sheriff's office. The deputy on duty shook his head when I told him, "They're lucky you were here to stop it." If a kid had wandered too close, he didn't need to finish the sentence. Karen and the HOA received citations for trespassing, and though Karen tried to spin the story, the law was firmly on my side. In the quiet that followed, I walked back to the bear enclosure. My grizzlies were lounging peacefully now, oblivious to the drama they had unintentionally ended. I smiled, relief washing over me. My father used to say the land teaches lessons the hard way. Today, it had taught Karen one she'd never forget. And as the stars began to rise, I sat on my porch, proud and grateful. Not just because I had defended my rights, but because I had protected lives, even the lives of those who thought they could take what wasn't theirs.